To notice about these problems, in order to begin simplifying it, we first want to do distributive property. And like any math teacher probably would tell their students to get like a simple version of simplifying algebraic, doing distributive property, whatever's on the outside of the parentheses, you're going to multiply by on the inside. However, that sometimes can get a little complicated, being that you may have two binomials being multiplied by each other, but that's in a different lesson. But for now, we're going to look at distributive property. So just to kind of give you an idea of how we will perform distributive property, I'm just going to use a colorful arrow. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply the 3 that's on the outside of the parentheses by what's on the inside. So we're going to go one by one. And what I found myself having to do is I found myself having to remind my students that there is, of course, a plus sign that separates these terms from one another. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have 3 times x squared, which is going to give us a product of 3x squared. Then we have 3 times 3y. That plus sign represents a positive 3y, and we're going to be multiplying the coefficients and keeping the variable. So that's going to give us plus 9y. And then lastly, we're going to multiply the constants, which is 3 times 2, which would be 3. 3 times 2, which would be 6. And then we'll just move on to the next problem, completing the same steps that we just did in the first expression. So we got 2x squared plus 4y plus 8. So now we have this long algebraic expression that needs to definitely be simplified. And the way that we simplify these expressions is that we're going to combine like terms. In order to actually be able to combine the terms, they have to be alike as it relates to addition and subtraction. So let's go ahead and recognize what our like terms are. 3x squared and 2x squared, and then 9y and 4y, and then our constants, which is 6 and 8. So to help you understand it better, you can group them together, and as you get through the problem, you don't really have to group them together. You can just kind of mentally do the math and write it down. So I am just grouping all the like terms together. I think my pen needs calibrating, so it's definitely looking a little odd, but I'm going to continue. Alright, so now we've grouped all our like terms together, and now we're going to actually finish off and simplify our algebraic expression. So we have 3x squared plus 2x squared. Remember, we are adding. So that's going to give us 5x squared. Then we're going to plus because there's a plus sign separating the two expressions. And then we have 9y plus 4y, which is going to give us 13y. And lastly, 6 plus 8, which is going to give us 14. So we just simplified our algebraic expression by using distributive property and combining our like terms, which in return will give us 5x squared plus 13y plus 14. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please feel free to comment down below and just like the video. Thank you. Bye-bye.